Judge, Supreme Court of India, to deliver his special address. My lord, please.
గౌరవనీయులు పూజ్యులు గురువర్యులు శ్రీ పరాశరన్ గారికి నా నమస్కారాలు. This much of Telugu Parasaran ji knows. For every Ugadi he would call me and wish me Ugadi Subhakankshalo Narasimha Garu, he would say. My esteemed colleagues Vikramnath, Sundaresh, Vishwanathan, Mahadevan, learned Attorney General, Honorable Chief Justice of the High Court, Mr. Suresh Kumar, Ramesh, judges of the High Court, former judges of the Supreme Court, sitting judges of the High Court, learned Advocate General, Additional Solicitor General, Vice Chairman of the Bar Council, Chairman of the Bar Council of the Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry, Vice Chairman of the Bar Council, Mr. Karthikeyan, distinguished members, and ఎందరో మహానుభావులు అందరికీ నా వందనములు. This much of Telugu you all know. I have a written text, but I am tempted to share few thoughts that I have and the association that I have with Sri Parasaran ji. But I will mention about that. This is indeed an honor for me to be present here on the momentous occasion. Today we gather to celebrate and reflect on the extraordinary life, legacy and contribution of Padma Vibhushan Sri Parasaran ji, a jurist, unparalleled wisdom, a scholar of exceptional caliber, and a mentor of countless number of legal fraternity. He has shaped the career of a number of practicing lawyers here and also judges. That Vidya contribution is unparalleled. It reminds me of a Subhashitam which says, Vidya avidyaku kevala krupa vidipurvakamuga prajalitamu cheyaga adi sakala dharitri danambu kante adhikataramavu. So when you give that knowledge to those who do not possess that knowledge and mentor them, that will be much higher than donating the entirety of the universe. That's the great quality that he had. Nation will call Sri Parasaran ji as a Shrestha. I will tell you the reason why I think it should be like that. There are two reasons. In the making of the Constitution, we had some of our leaders who had had English education. They have gone abroad and come back to India, part of the Constitution making process. With that knowledge that they had, they applied it in the context of what India needed. They never lost their connectivity with the country. If we see the constitutional debates, the greatness of those persons who have did their law, continued there, practiced there, come back, and in the constitutional debates, you would see applying that law that they have learned in the context of what the country needed. We have read quite a bit about them. We have examples like Gandhiji, we have Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru, belonging to the same category. In the same vein, we must pause to reflect on the towering contributions of generations of lawyers who, after the Constitution came into force, expanded its values. Distinguished jurists like M.K. Nambiar, Nani Palkiwala, and Parasaran ji belong to that generation of lawyers born before independence, but dedicated their lives to the interpretation of the Constitution to the needs and aspirations of the people. Through their prowess, they confronted complex legal challenges. Through their scholarship, they elucidated constitutional principles for generations of lawyers, judges, and students. Through their steadfast commitment to ethics and integrity, they became exemplars of the lawyer's role as guardians of constitutional values. Through their advocacy, they assured suitable results. Parasaran, Sri Parasaran in particular stands as a shining example for this tradition. His career embodies the seamless blending of intellectual, moral courage, and devotion to public service. What distinguishes him is his unique approach to advocacy. As senior advocate Fali Nariman once observed, Parasaran has a remarkable ability to draw upon well-known narratives from our epics, weaving them into legal argument. These references illuminated legal principles, reinforced modern moral reasoning, and reminded all who heard him that law is deeply intertwined with our culture and ethics. That connectivity is what I come back to the point that as he interpreted laws and presented before the court, he never lost that connectivity. He utilized that principles which were adversarial in nature fundamentally, but then applied it in the context of what our country needed. Why I called him as Shrestha is that if we today reflect upon how we are practicing and how we deliver our judgments, very important facet that we need to learn. He is like a North Star, the Dhruva Nakshatra. What we need to pick up is we should never ever lose our connectivity with our people and continuously apply that principles that we evolve or develop or take from abroad as we apply it here. This is far more important when we are talking about the modern generation, where National Law School students, very easy to download any principle from any of the internet sources and then apply it here. Why we call him Shrestha is for the reason that yad yacharadi shrestha tatta deve taro janah sayat pramanam kurte lokas tadanu vartate. These are the persons who we must see and emulate. The reason why we emulate them is for the reason that there is a connectivity that they will always have to what we need and how we need to apply them. That is one reason why we need to stand and salute him for that. Justice Venkatachalaya, very importantly, emphasized this very point in the constitutional revisitation. Though Parasaranji never spoke publicly about the conduct of the court or on the constitution loosely, but Parasaran participated in the National Commission for Review of the Working of the Constitution, and Venkatachalaya reflects on it. I quote from his statement, I vividly recall the days spent with Shri.K.Parasaran, especially during the deliberations of the commission, which provide a glimpse of his commitment to constitutional values and human dignity as amongst the supreme values of law and life. He let his work, arguments, and integrity speak for themselves, exemplifying both personal discipline and unwavering commitment to public trust and rule of law. It is this very contribution of insight, discipline, and devotion of Sri Parasaran, also served as law officer in various offices for nearly a decade. He held the esteemed position of an Advocate General of Tamil Nadu, Solicitor General of India, and ultimately the Attorney General. He appeared in cases spanning the full breadth of constitutional legal issues. He argued on parliamentary amending power, executive discretion, economic legislation, judicial appointment, religious freedom, equality principle, as well as matters relating to state central laws repugnancy, post-manufacturing tax and freedom of the press. His advocacy shaped administrative tribunals. You all know about the Chandrapal. Presidential pardons, legislative competence. Senior advocate Mr. Arvind Dattar interestingly observed, while Sri Parasaran's contribution in the realm of constitutional personal laws are widely celebrated, it is often overlooked that he also left a lasting mark on taxation. He successfully argued several important tax cases that not only resolved complex disputes but also altered the course of tax jurisprudence in India, demonstrating his versatility and profound understanding of multiple branches of law. Complementing this, Mr. Venugopal, former Attorney General, has highlighted just how extraordinary Sri Parasaran's preparation was. He recalled a memorable instance where they were on opposite sides on a case concerning appointment of Sri Chandrasekhar, former Prime Minister. So Mr. Venugopal recalls that Sri Parasaran's compilation of judgment was so meticulous and brilliantly organized that even 45 years later, he continues to preserve it and refer to it whenever matters of election case arises. Such dedication, attention to detail, and foresight speaks volumes about the methodological approach and unwavering respect for law. Palkiwala, one of the greatest legal minds of our country, observed this is very, very important. I think Vishwanathan spoke about this and he said it in Tamil though. I am quoting from what he said. You are the undisputed leader of the bar, not only as the Attorney General, but in the ethical values which you adhere so conspicuously. I always like you to have you as the opponent because you will state the case as high as it can possibly be put, but at the same time, never try to take an unfair, unjust advantage of the other side. I wish other government council would follow your laudable example, unquote. These words encapsulate not only Sri Parasaran's exceptional skill and preparation, but also his firm commitment to fairness, integrity, and dignity. This takes us to the second thought that I wanted to share with you. This relates to a problem that we have faced from the very beginning. You may recall the last speech of Ambedkar when he said that we are now presenting this constitution before all of you, but this constitution will be of no avail to anyone if we don't have people who have integrity who can man them. At the same time, if we have people of integrity, we don't need this constitution at all. So, what is this constitution about then? That throws a very important question. Then, if integrity is the most fundamental principle that we need to have, where are those institutions where people of such integrity are forged and made for the country? There is a gap there. Constitution doesn't speak about it. Western approach to interpretation of laws, Western approach to efficiency, professionalism is always seen as a binary. That you are extremely efficient, you are the best lawyer. But what has that got to do about character? Fundamentally, I think Eastern civilizations didn't adopt that binary in our approach. For us, integrity and efficiency were always intertwined and inextricably connected at all times to come. But over a period, we have, by adopting the Western approach, drew the distinction between professionalism, efficiency, and ability to deliver goods, and personal lives and personal ideas, thoughts, behavior, and conduct was unconnected to it. I think this generation must reflect on this. And Mr. Parasaran's life is an example where there is inextricable connect with the greatest, highest level of professionalism, greatest ability to conduct, the best argument as ever possible, along with and simultaneously unwavering commitment to truth and conduct. Thus, there is, I think, a beautiful cohesion at all times to come as you practice. Along with practice, you are also practicing your personal life, which is not different from your professional life. That's the greatest part of life of Shri Parasaran, which I would like to emulate all the time. And it should also be like the Dhruva Nakshatra for everyone. He is therefore a Sajjana, I would say. If Mother India would look for a Sajjana, he would definitely be a Sajjana. I heard this shloka from Mr. Parasaran ji himself in the Supreme Court Bar Association, where I immediately picked it up because I loved it so much, and I would like to say that this is the best example that a Sajjana can be none other than Sri Parasaran. Ravichandro ghana vrukshaha nadi gayascha sajjanaha yayite paropakaraya bhuvi daivena nirmita. Warmth giving sun, nectar showering moon, rain bearing cloud, shade giving tree, life bearing river, and sumptuous milk giving cow, and in the same line, Sajjana, Shri Parasaran ji, it is said, are brought on to the earth to do nothing but paropakara. That is the God's wish. That they are here for the purpose of doing paropakara. And his life is an example of that. His life is an example of excellent professionalism, greatest ability, argumentative abilities, capabilities. At the same time, a man who has conducted himself with great amount of restraint. That is the last word. That the essence of every knowledge, essence of every Vedic or any Bible or Quran, whatever it may be, the religion may be, the essence ultimately boils down to the conduct which is of a restraint. That restraint in the conduct is the greatest ability. And I salute him. One day I'll conclude by this. As I took over as Additional Solicitor General, first or second day, somebody told me that Parasaran ji aaye hain. So I never believed that it was. I thought he has mistaken it. I walked out and saw Parasaran ji was outside my room in the law officer's floor in the Supreme Court itself. So I was quite surprised. I invited him into the room. There the picture is. That is the day when I took over as Additional Solicitor General. And I offered my seat, sir, please sit down. He said, no, I can't sit on your seat. There are two types of entitlements. One would be where you might get it through inheritance. There is another entitlement which you acquire by your own effort. That is a seat which is of your own effort. So that's your seat. I can't sit on it. So I had to draw another chair and we sat together. He immensely blessed me and then left. And I continue to have those blessings with me till date. And my father used to revere and love him very much. He has written an introduction to my father's book, like Light of Ramayana. I'm thankful to the Bar Council and all other organizers for inviting me. And I'm grateful that I've given this opportunity. Thank you very much.